Hi, welcome to therapeutic sequence number 4. So in this sequence, we're going to begin starting seated as usual, and we're going to explore a breathing practice called bee breath. Now, if you don't want to utilize this technique, you're always welcome to just focus on your breath, but just get into a comfortable position and just allow yourself to begin to notice your breath. Now, as we practice bee breath, we'll inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, we're going to create a humming sound as we exhale out through the nose. Inhale normally, and exhale. And then once again, allow your breathing to come back into its natural rhythm, its natural flow. Now from here, we're going to move into some neck circles. So inhale, just begin to lift your chin up slightly. And then on the exhale, we're going to begin to rotate the head over to the right shoulder. And then allow your chin to travel gently across the chest toward the left shoulder. And then bringing it back up to center. Now, use your nose as your guide. Let that nose guide your circles. We're just going to explore a range of motion. So if you're finding any pain as you're moving through these circles, allow yourself to make the circle smaller, or do know that you don't have to move through this rotation. Maybe your circles are only an inch in diameter, and there's nothing wrong with that as well. Just let them be slow, inhaling as you lift your head up, and exhale as you lower that chin down. Now when the head comes back to center, we're going to pause there, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So now we'll move the head toward the left shoulder first, let it travel gently across the chest, and inhale up from the right shoulder. So we're just going to make 5 circles in this direction, exhaling as we lower, and inhaling as we begin to lift the head back up. Explore your range of motion. Don't force through anything. Just let this be gentle and relaxing. And we'll complete one more circle in this direction. When we find our way back to center, go ahead and lower your chin down. Now from here, we're going to come onto our backs. So allow yourself to bend your knees, find a comfortable position, settle those shoulders and the low back comfortably on the mat. And we're going to place our right hand behind our head. Now we're not going to use the hand to lift the head. And we're going to place the left hand on the knee. Now inhale. And on the exhale, just bring that right elbow to the left knee. Again, not using the hand to lift the head. Inhale, release the head down, moving the knee away. And exhale, drawing the elbow to the knee. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And once more, inhale, And once more, exhale. And then release that left foot down. This time we're going to place the left hand behind the head. Lift that right foot up and place the hand on the knee. Now inhale, and on the exhale, draw the elbow to the knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And once more, inhale. And once more, exhale. Now inhale back to neutral and release that head down. Release that right foot down. And from here, we're going to sit up and we're going to come into an easy boat position. So we want to lean our back about a 45-degree angle. So just a slight leaning back. And then just begin to lift those feet up. And you might extend your arms out. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Relax your shoulders. Reach through those arms. And just breathe here. Now, if you find this uncomfortable to keep the legs lifted, you can let those heels touch down. But just explore this. See if you can lengthen up through the crown of the head a little more fully. Reach through those fingertips. Now inhale, and on the exhale, set those feet down. And then we're going to come over onto our abdomen. We're going to come into our Sphinx pose. So placing those elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms and palms down on the mat, tops of the toes releasing down toward the mat as well. Bring your awareness into your body, and we want to engage the muscles and then begin to relax through the back of the body. So if you're unsure whether or not you're relaxing through the hips and glutes, begin to clench the muscles and then gently release. And breathe. Just explore this. And then from here, we're going to place our hands underneath our shoulders and then firmly pressing into those palms. We're coming up to our tabletop position. So we're allowing those wrists to be underneath the shoulders, knees to be hip distance apart. And then we're going to flow through tabletop to downward facing dog. So begin to tuck your toes under. And on the inhale, we're here. And on the exhale, lift the hips up, releasing the heels toward the mat, and breathe out with an exhale. Now inhale, we release the knees down, and exhale. And you can make that as loud or as dramatic as you like. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. 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 And once more. Inhale. Now walking your feet towards your hands and walking your hands towards your feet, coming into a forward fold, and then rising up to standing. We're going to step into a wide-legged posture. And so we want to take those legs wide enough that we feel challenged. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So inhale, and then on the exhale, hinging forward at your hips, release your hands down in front. Now you might place a block underneath the hands, or maybe you just fold halfway and stay here. But if this feels good, you can do that. Toes can turn out to the sides or be forward. Now, staying right here, or maybe you walk your hands back toward the heels, bending your elbows, release the crown of the head down. And breathe. Now, bringing those hands back underneath the shoulders, we're going to place that left hand in the center. Bring your right hand to your hip, turn and look up toward the ceiling, and you might choose to lift that right hand up. And breathe. Now inhale, and on the exhale, place that right hand down in the center. Bring your left hand to your left hip, turn your torso, and consider lifting that left arm up toward the ceiling. And breathe. Now inhale, and on the exhale, release that left hand down. Place both hands on your hips and inhale your torso up, and then heel toe the feet together. And so coming into our standing position, we're going to do a balancing pose tree. So bring your palms together, let those hands rest against the chest, center point of the chest with the thumbs activating an acupressure point that helps to reduce anxiety and boost your immune system. Now, shifting into that right foot, begin to turn your left foot out. So just by shifting or turning that foot, it'll change your center of gravity and you can stay here. Maybe you want that heel on the ankle. You can place the sole of the foot on the calf, or you can bring it all the way to the top of the thigh. Just don't hook it on your knee joint. Allow your gaze to be forward on a point that's not moving. And just breathe. You might lift those arms up overhead. You might even begin to open those hands out. Now draw the hands back together. Exhale, hands down to your heart, and release that left foot to meet the right. Now shifting to the left foot, begin to turn that right foot out. Decide if you'll stay here, or maybe place the heel on the ankle. Sole of the foot to the calf, or to the thigh. Maybe we lift those arms up overhead. You can extend those arms all the way up, or maybe you open the arms out. Now inhale, bringing the hands back together. Exhale, hands down to your heart. And release that left foot to meet the right. And then from here, we're going to find our way down onto the mat. Now we're going to come into seated pose and come into a seated twist. So we're going to extend both legs out in front. And if your back needs a little support, you can always bring your back up against a wall. And then begin to bend that right knee. And then let that right leg cross over the left. Place your left hand on top of your right knee, sit tall. Look towards your right shoulder, let your right hand come down behind the hip. Now you can let the hand rest on the knee, or you might choose to wrap the elbow around the knee. Now on the inhale, ease up from the twist a little bit, and on the exhale, gently explore a little bit deeper twist. Inhale, easing out of the twist gently, and on the exhale, gently find a deeper expression. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now finding your way back to center, re-extend the right leg, draw that left knee in, and then cross that knee over, placing the sole of the foot on the floor. Place your right hand on top of that left knee. Release your left hand behind your hip, sit up nice and tall, and gently twist toward that shoulder. Now inhale, ease up on the twist, and on the exhale, find a slightly deeper expression of the pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And once more, inhale. And once more, exhale. Now inhale back to center, and from here we're going to find our way onto our backs. So we're coming into energy releasing pose. Lift your feet up off the floor, place your hands on your knees, and then begin to explore drawing your knees in towards your chest. You can bring them in closer or keep them further away. Maybe you inhale and exhale a few times, exploring how that feels, noticing the compression, decompression in the low back and hips, that gentle compression in the abdomen. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You might even wrap your hands around the shins. You might decide to gently rock side to side here. Now, releasing those feet down, we're going to swing around and come into our Sphinx pose again for a few breaths. Again, begin to place the elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms and palms down on the mat. Allow yourself to explore releasing the tension in your jaws. Allow the length in your neck. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Letting go of tension. Relax the gluteal muscles. If you find some discomfort in your low back, take your legs a bit further apart. And when you're ready, we're going to roll over onto our back for final relaxation, or Shavasana. Now, we've explored coming into Shavasana with the bolster under our knees, with a blanket under our low back, one under our head. Those are all great options. You can do that as well. Maybe you decide to use a chair or possibly the wall to elevate the legs. So if you have a wall nearby, you might begin to place your feet gently on the wall so that you have a place to rest those legs. You can have your knees bent, or you might decide to extend the legs up the wall. So this is a great way to come into final relaxation as well. Allow yourself to settle into whatever variation feels best for you. Begin to let go of controlling the breath. Observe the inhale and exhale. Letting the belly soften and expand in a natural way. But taking all the time you need here in Shavasana before you move on to your pranayama and meditation.